Right. So we are going to start about SQL queries. Before we move to the SQL queries, everyone is good with this concept of purpose of list set map. Is everyone is good with the purpose of list set map? Any query in that? Any query in that? Everyone is good with that list set map? Okay. Now we are trying to understand SQL queries. Now what was that SQL query and why we are going to use it? SOQL stands for Salesforce Object Query Language. The purpose of SOQL is to fetch the data from the database. If you want to fetch the data from the database, we go for SQL. Using a SQL, we can fetch the data from an object and also from the corresponding object, corresponding related object. That means I can fetch my child object data. I can also fetch my parent object data. I can fetch the data from my object. I can also fetch the data from my parent object. So what is a SQL? SOQL stands for, please mute your mic, Sama. SOQL stands for Salesforce Object Query Language. Using the SOQL, we can fetch the data from corresponding S object and also its related objects. Okay. Now, when I say SOQL, it is going to always give the result in the form of list of S objects. SOQL always gives the data in the form of list of S object. SOQL always gives the data in the form of list of S object. Right. In SOQL, we are using a query, Salesforce Object Query Language. The query stands for a statement which is written to fetch the data. Query is a string which we are writing to fetch the data from the database. Right. Generally, if I write a SQL query, how the syntax is going to be? If I go for a SQL query, the syntax is going to be, in general, SQL query. If I write any SQL query, the syntax is going to be like this. Select fields from, the syntax is going to be select fields from S object. Select fields from S object. Now, if I want to take from account, select, tell me the fields of account, name, phone, industry, from, select fields from S object. That is going to give you the data, name, phone, industry. Similarly, if I want to fetch the data from contact, select last name, from. So, if you want to write a SQL query, what is important to us? We should know what fields are there in the database. In the table, if you know what fields are there, then I will be able to write a query. The complexity here is you should go to the object, find out what fields are there in the S object. That is only the complexity. Otherwise, every query is the same. Select fields from S object. Select fields from S object. Go to the S object, specify the field names from S object. Are you getting my point here? Select fields from S object. Select fields from S object. Now this is how we are giving it. Now, this is the query what we are writing. But when you write the query will not be executed directly. Because it's a query editor, we are able to write this. The same query if you want to execute from programming. Same query if you want to execute in the programming, how do you write it? Now, if I want to execute query from Apex programming, if I want to use the query, if I want to execute the same query using Apex programming, what I was supposed to do, then we need to understand. If I want to execute the query using Apex programming, we have two choices. Basically, one is first one, static query. Static query means you are going to give list of S object result equal to select S object. This is how I am doing. The second one is dynamic query. How is the dynamic query? String query equal to select name phone this object. Then I'm going to give now database.query query. We can form the query like a string. Then we can give database.query query. First one is within the array bracket we are writing a query. Second one is we are forming the query like a string. First form the query like a string, then execute the query database.query query string. Third one, also similar way, string query equal to select name phone industry. This is how I am doing. Here we have database dot query locator result equal to so if you want to execute the query, I can take the first format, I can take the second format, the third format, and the fourth format we have is I can take map of ID comma account result equal to new map of ID comma account So these are the different styles in which we can create a query. These are the different styles in which we can create a query. These are the different styles in which we can create a query. These are the different styles in which we can create a query. Right, boss? So in how many ways we can create a query? 4 ways. So static query, dynamic query, query editor, query locator, and the map. Right, permission. Now, so static, dynamic, query locator, map. Static query, dynamic query, query locator, map. We will see which will be used at what location. Now, what is a SOQL? Salesforce Object Query Language. It is used to query the data from the database. We can write a query to fetch the data from S object, and also we can fetch the data from associated objects, maybe a child object or the corresponding parent object. Now, query is a statement what we write to fetch the data from the S object. Now, the query can be executed in 4 ways: static query, dynamic query, query locator, map. I hope everyone is good. We will see them at what level, what format has to be used. First, these are the possibilities. Then, query will give maximum 50,000 records. Query will give you maximum 50,000 records. Query will give you maximum 50,000 records. Generally, SOC12 will run stop. Generally, we are going to use first format or second format frequently. This format I am going to use in batch effects. This format I am going to use in case if I want to avoid number of SOC12 queries. Generally, we are going to use first one or second. I hope you are good. Right. So, what is a general query? Select fields from SOBJ. Select fields from SOBJ. Right, Emma? Everybody is good with this? Now, let us move on to the first example. Now, I was giving list of I name phone. Right. This is how we got the data. I wrote a SOC12 query. And I fetched the data. Well, write a query and fetch the data. We can write SOC12 within the. We can write SOC12 query within the constructor. We can write SOC12 query within the constructor. Now the question is, when you write a SOC12 query, which data are you going to get? Now, are you going to get everyone's data, or are you going to get only yours data? Now, in terms of administration, we have seen OWDs, sharing rules, profile, all this, account teams, opportunity teams, territory management, a lot of stories we have seen about data management. When you write a SOC12 query in Apex class, which data will be fetched? Only your data is fetched, or everybody's data is fetched? There is a question mark here. Now, when you write a SOC12 query, by default, class is going to run on system context. What is the context we are going to run? System context. When I say system context, it will not consider your OWDs, sharing rules, or profile level security, field level security. Nothing is taken into consideration. Every query is going to run like a system. That means every data will be fetched, irrespective of your OWD, irrespective of your sharing rules, irrespective of your profile. Every record will be fetched. Every record will be fetched here. Now, let us move on to this point. Let us go back. To make it understandable, I'll go to security controllers, sharing settings, edit, account, and similarly go to the user, go to the profile. It takes some time to apply. Student, go to account object, view all, modify. Now, I gave OWD as private and I remove the access. Now let me create this page. Let me run this page. I will run this page like a Wilson. I will run this page like a Satish. And let us see what will happen. Go to the Visual Force page. Value. Right. Yeah, right now, by now you are remembered all the properties of data table. Everyone remember the properties of data table? Yes or no? So I got the data. Now the question is, have a preview. How can we open this page now? I being a developer, I was doing this. But how does the end user open it? So what I was doing, I wrote a SQL query, I got the list of records, I was displaying. Now what I was doing here, setup, build, create, tab, Visual Force tab, SQL, visible to all the profiles. So we have created a tab called SQL. So when I click on the SQL, the corresponding page is open. Right, Amma? When I click on the SQL, the corresponding page is open. Now what is the OWD we give? Go to security controllers, sharing settings. On account object, what is the OWD I give? Right, on account object we give OWD as private. Is the role hierarchy is enabled? Wilson has a role of CEO. Satish doesn't have a role. There is no role hierarchy here. OWD is private, no role hierarchy. I was writing a SQL query and trying to fetch. At the same time, in the student profile, do you have view all data? Do you have on account object? Do you have a concept of view all and modify all? Right? So I made a restriction in whatever the way that is possible. Now go to the Wilson. I want to log in like a Wilson. So if I want to log in like a Wilson, I need to enable few settings here. Login access policies. Then I had session settings. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I want to log in like a Wilson. I want to log in like a Wilson and see what he was able to see. Who is the current user who logged in? Logged in as Wilson. Right now, who logged in? Wilson. Clicking on SQL. When you click on SQL, now look at this. He was not able to. He is not able to see the page. We already created a page, but he was not able to see the page. So what I was supposed to do? Okay. Then in that case, go to the student profile. Whichever the user is saying, go to the profile, scroll down, then enable. I am granting the access on all the pages. For this profile, I am granting the access on all the pages because I removed view all. I removed the access on. Right. Now, I am logging like Wilson. Previously, you used to log in and open the developer console, right? You used to go to developer console, open. Now, I am saying not developer console, boss. Open from tab. Go to the user. Logged in as Wilson. SQL. He was able. Previously, he was not able to see. You are running the program from a developer console. As a developer, you are accessing it. Now I am saying don't log in like a developer, see like an end user. If you want to see like an end user, the corresponding pages should be accessible to you. Now I added this. Now which data Wilson was able to see? All the data. But what is the OWD we gave? What is the OWD we gave? Private. Now what is the profile level we gave? Read, create, edit, delete. But still, okay. But still this guy was able to see all the record because the program is going to run in the context of system. Any SQL query that we write within an Apex class that will run in the context of system. When it is running in the context of system, users OWD, users sharing rule will not be taken into consideration. Users OWD, users sharing rule will not be taken into consideration. Right. Again, let us run it one more time. Go to Wilson. Now, why he is not able to see all the records now? Right. Now, he is able to see only 2 records. Now, previously when I executed, he was able to see all the records, but now when I executed, he was able to see only 2 records. The reason is, boss, I don't want to run the program, I don't want to run the SQL query as system, I want to run the SQL query with respect to the person who logged in. I don't want to run the SQL query as logged in user, okay, as system context. I want to run the SQL query with respect to the user who logged in. I want to consider his OWDs. I want to consider his sharing rules. I want to consider his profile level security. Now I want to consider the permissions and I want to run it. By default, when you write a SQL query within a class, it is going to run in the context of system. The moment when I say system, users OWDs, users sharing rule, profile level, nothing is taken into consideration. When I say run the program as a user context, boss, whoever is the person who logged in, run the program like that person. Whoever is the person who logged in, run the program like that person. Then we have to define the program as with the sharing. What is the program we are supposed to give? I give public with the sharing. Whenever I define a class as with the sharing, whatever the logic we wrote in the class, that will run with respect to the user who logged in. Then the program is going to run with respect to the permissions who logged in. With respect to the permissions who logged in. Now your object level permission, field level permission, record level permission, everything will be taken into consideration. I hope you got my point. So when the SQL query is defined in the class, depends upon the type of class in which we wrote, the SQL query will run. If the class is with sharing, the queries in the class will run with respect to the user permissions. If the class is without sharing, the query will run in the system context. By default, every program we wrote till now is without sharing. I hope you are good with this. Clear for everyone? Right. Then I'm giving. I hope everybody got the concept of with sharing and without sharing. Is that was clear? If you define any Apex class, all the SQLs, DMLs will be performed with respect to users, ODB, sharing rules, profile level permission, take into consideration. Now, we wrote this point. I will also try to append one extra line. Now, we wrote this. Now, who is the current person who logged in? Satish, right? What was that? DML is not allowed in the constructor. Okay. Now, go back to this point. I'm going to create one small statement here. We just discussed the with sharing. I'll also finish off this point here. Now, we are trying to insert the data. We are trying to insert a new account record. Now, go to the person. Go to the profile. Let the file be saved. Go to the person. Go to the profile. Okay. In the profile, I was removing an option of there is no option of create for student. There is no option of create. On the object call account, there is no option of create. But when you go to the VF page, there is a button called save. When you click on save, if you go to the database and see, there is a DML example. If you go to database, DML example was inserted, right? Now, Satish logged in. Satish have a permission to insert the data in the account object. It is running successfully. But who is the person who is going to log in now? Wilson. When Wilson logged in, same program is trying to execute. Wilson logged in, Same program is trying to execute. He is clicking on save. Right. Then go to the account object and see. His update is not done. Now, look at the point. I think update is not done here. Let me log out. Account. Right. Now, look at the format. The class is, how the class is defined. Class is defined as with sharing. Class is defined as with sharing. Now, current user. Who is the current user? Wilson. Current user is Wilson. Go to the Wilson's profile. Student profile. Then we go to student profile. Go to account object. What is the permission you add here? You don't have a permission of create. You don't have a permission to create a new record. You don't have a permission to create a new record. But he was able to create a record here. So, are you getting my point? So, the with sharing, without sharing, we are referring with respect to what? SQL queries. With respect to the data, we are trying to fetch it out. Okay. So, come back to the point again. So, basically, you got the story. We want to run the program with respect to the context of the user and fetch his data, or you want to fetch everyone's data is the question mark. You want to run the program with respect to the current user, or you want to run the program with respect to the current user, or you want to run the program with respect to the logged in user. Okay, now you want to run the program as a system, or you want to run the program as a current user. You want to run the program as a system, or you want to run the program as a current user. There's a question mark there. I hope you're good with that. I hope you're good with that. Okay. So come back to the story again. So we got deviated. So basically, what data will be fetched, Amma? What data will be fetched? By default, the user, okay, everything is going to run in the form of system. By default, everything is going to run in the form of system. If you want to run the program with respect to the context of any user, you are supposed to take that as with sharing. Is that was clear for everyone? Context is clear, right? So when you read a SQL query, which data will come? Everybody's data will come. No, you want to be specific to the user, you have to give without sharing. With sharing, okay, you have to give with sharing. By default, every class is without sharing. If you don't define, it is without sharing. If you don't define, it is without sharing. If you don't define, it is without sharing. So all the classes we never define with or without sharing. That is the reason it is what? Without sharing. It is without sharing. This is how I was supposed to give. If you don't write anything also, it is without sharing. If you don't mention, it is what? Without sharing. Right. You want to run the context of user without, okay, with sharing. You want to run in the context of system with sharing. I hope everybody is good with this. Without sharing means okay, put the SQL, only SQL here. Run the SQLs. Users everybody. I hope everybody is good with this example, Amma. Right. So let's go to the next part. Now we want to apply some basic stories here, like limit, offset, I'll put everything in a single program and finish off this. The core concept is clear, right? Okay. Now you encountered one problem there, you have not seen that, observed or not, I am not sure. DML is not allowed within a constructor. DML is not allowed within a constructor, but the SOQL we are able to perform within a constructor. This is the query route. What was this? This will fetch it is with shading or without shading? Without shading. Without shading means every record from the table will be taken, system context. Now I told limit data. We want to apply the limit. When I say apply the limit, now you want to say fetch only 5 records from the result. You wrote a query, you got 50 records as a result. When you got 50 records as a result, in that 50 records, give me 10 records. That means after executing the query, from the result, how many you want? You wrote a query, you got the result. From the result, how many records you want? That is given by limit. Limit 5. I am saying give me 5 records. Then I am taking I don't want to take a fixed limit like this. I have a variable like this. Suppose if the value we are getting limited to, in that case, what I'm going to do, I want to use a variable. I want to use a variable within the SOQL query. If you want to use any variable within the SOQL query, always you have to give colon followed by variable. If I want to use variable within the SOQL query, we are supposed to use colon followed by variable. Now generally limit 5. Here I should give limit count, but I have to give limit colon count. When you indicate a colon, it says that boss, it is not a string, it is a variable name. When you give a colon, it says it is not a string, it is a variable name. Are you getting my point here? So always the variable should be used with the colon. Then here I give what is the limit? This will specify how many records should be returned. If you want to use variable in SOQL, then use colon variable. Now limit will tell how many records we need to give. Now this program is clear for everyone. If you are okay with this, I'll copy paste it. Page block table. Everyone is good with that, right? I'll just copy pasting this program just to avoid the time. Then I was taking buttons. I give a small set here. Have a preview. We got a list of records. I was giving limited. So give me only 5 records from the result. Dynamic limited. Give me only 2 records. Because you told how many records we want. Because I told how many records you want. What is the purpose of re-render equal to PB? Refresh only the page block. Otherwise, the entire page will be reloaded. Is that was clear for everyone? Limit is what? To tell you how many records we want from the result. Now, I want to say you wrote a SQL query, we got a result from the 10th position, give me 5 records. From 20th position, give me 10 records. So I want to say from which position I want the records. I want to say from which position I want to the records. So I'm giving here public void offset data. When I say offset, this will tell you from which position I want. Offset 5. From 5th position, give me all the records. Rule offset. From 5th position, give me the remaining records. From 15th position, give me the remaining records. Offset will tell you from which position I have to give the records. I'm adding 2 more buttons here. So go back to the story. Set offset, what was that? Have a preview. Offset from 5th position, give me remaining records. Dynamic offset from 15th position, give me all the remaining records. Now, offset will tell from which position I have to return the value. This will specify from which position the result should be returned. Maximum value of offset is 2000. Maximum value of offset is 2000. This is how we give. So what is the maximum value I can give? 2000. Limit and offset. Similarly, when you are getting the data, we want to sort the data in ascending order or descending order. Order by. We want to sort the data in ascending order or descending order. So what we want to say? Order by. Field name. Order by field name, ascending or descending. Order by field name, ascending or descending. By default, it is ascending order. You want to modify it, we can modify as descending. Order by field name, ascending or descending. So how you give? You can also give multiple fields. So let me give you this story. Name assigning. Get the data. Not a byte. Public void name. Right. In case any conflicts, now we are giving this order by name, ascending, phone, descending. Go back to the database. Is any common data which is there? TCS. So I have a records TCS. Okay, 1111, 3333, 2222. We have a TCS data. This is what I give. So basic queries, just to finish off the basic queries. This is how we got the data. Was the data. Review. This is the data we received. Initially, there is no ordering of the data. Then name ascending order, alphabetical order of name, descending order. This is what the discussion we had at the time of sort function in the list. At the time of discussing the list concept, we had a lot of discussion on this. The same here. You specify based on what field you want to sort it out. Now, right now we got here TCS. Now look at the data 3333, 11, 22, 22, 22. Now name ascending, phone descending order. That is 3333, 22. If there is a conflict of name, then go and sort based on the phone. If there is a conflict of name, go and sort based on the phone. So we can sort based on multiple fields. I hope you are good. Okay, order based on alphabetical order of name, descending order of name. Okay, ascending order of name. If there are more than one name, more than one account with the same name, then organize based on phone number. Organize based on phone number. Is that was clear? Right? So what we have? SQL query with limit, offset, and order. Now, based on this, I have some requirements. Based on this, I have, yes, Amma.
For the offset, I have a small doubt.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we have the 1000 records. So if you want to fetch from 500 to 700 records, is that possible?
See, maximum value of offset is 2000. You cannot use beyond that. When I say maximum value of offset is 2000, you cannot use more than 2000.
It's okay.
When I say
1000 records we have.
I told you when you cannot use. When I told when you cannot use, when you want to fetch 5000 to 7000, I am saying it's not possible. I told offset cannot be more
500 to 700. No, I'm asking from some position to not remaining all. Just I'm asking till some position.
That's what I'm trying to give it here, ma. That's what I'm going to give it here now as example. Okay. Your query only I'm giving as an example right now. Now, write a SQL to fetch first 10 records which are active. Your query will be in this example. Check out this. Write a SQL to fetch first 50 records from 10th position. Your question is the second example. Second example is your question.
Maybe Satish, we need to use both the limit and offset, right?
Yeah, that's what. All these example include the same.
Okay.
Right. Now the guy who has asked this is the same question. Look at the question number 2. Is it the same question? The guy who asked me the question, is it the same? What you are trying to convey is the same like second one? No response.
Yes, Satish.
Write a SQL to fetch now. Let me execute what. Okay, what is the first query we got here? Write a SQL to fetch first 10 records which are created. Now, how do you know which are created first? Created date, right? How do you know which are created first? Created date. Based on the created date, I can tell which are created first, which are created last. Based on created date, I can tell which are created first, which are created last. So, name, phone, industry, from code, order by, created date, order by, created date, limit. So sort the data based on the created date. Then say limit 10. When you say limit 10, first 10 records are coming. Limit 10, first 10 records are coming. So based on the created date. Fetch me the first 10 records which are created. Fetch me the first 10 records which are created. List of account. Next one. We had a small. First, let me implement the last one. Look at the context. I want to fetch 5 records from 5th position. If I want to fetch 5 records from 5th position, then offset limit 5 offset limit 5 offset 5 fetch 5 records from 5th position, fetch 5 records from 5th position, limit followed by offset, limit followed by offset. Now order is important, again offset followed by limit. Unknown error parsing query, unknown error parsing query. Why? It should be limit followed by offset, limit followed by offset. Order is important. So if you want to use both of them together, limit 5 offset 5. So how do you write the query now? List of opportunity list equal to from opportunity. You have limit 50, limit 10 percent. Now based on this, write the remaining 2 queries. Complete the second and third one now.
Yeah, hello Satish.
Yes, Amma.
So I have a question. In the first example, we are pulling name, phone, and industry, right?
Yeah.
So even if we don't pull name or phone, can we sort out based on that field?
Come again. We can do it on any field. Come
Okay,
again.
so we don't need to fetch, right? Okay. So let's say that select name is equal to select name phone from industry. I mean from account. When name is equal to something. So do I need to fetch the name to compare that, or
Not necessary.
Okay.
See, whichever the data you want, you are fetching here. It's not the condition what you are writing.
Okay, so even if I take off the created date from there, still it gonna work, right?
Only to show you that they are created on the same day, I have used it.
Okay, yeah. Cool. Thank you, sir.
Right. List of 50 records from 10th position. First 10 records. First 50. Name, phone, industry from account. Limit. Then go with this first 50 records. So what I was supposed to do? Order by, because I told based on the created data I want. Right. Now write a SQL query to fetch last 10 account records. Basically, it's a combination of all the 3 points what we discussed. Last 10 records. Order by. When I say order by created date, descending. So it will be coming in the descending order of date. So whichever the records are created last, they are on the top. So when I say 10, top 10 records will be fetched. Which are top 10? Which are created lastly in the database. Now when you say created by, order by, created date, descending, whichever the records are created last, they are on the top. Get me the top 10 records. What will be the top 10 records? Whichever the records are created last, they are the top 10 records. I hope everyone is good with this. Right, Amma? So it's a combination of limit, offset, and order by. Yes. Order by last. Now, last created is different from last modified. I might have created the first record. Recently, I might have modified the first one which I created. So you cannot get the created records order based on the last modified. Now the last modified is to get recently used data. You want to get the recently used data, then you can go with that. Recently modified records. You want to fetch the data based on order of recently modified date. Okay. But if you want to know the records which are created first or last, it should be created date. We can fetch the ID. Now see, your record ID will not give order. Don't order based on record ID. We cannot guarantee the record ID. So don't sort the data based on record ID. Okay, it is not a good choice. Right. So let us move on to the next one. Now we are trying to apply some of the date functionalities here. We are trying to apply some of the date functionalities. What are the date functionalities? Let me give. Right. So we wrote this combination. Now let us go to the next example. We want to go for a date functionalities, but when you want to go for a date functionalities, we should know how to use a where condition. Now we have seen SOQL by giving limit, offset, combination of limit and offset. Always limit should be followed by offset, order by. Combination of order by, limit, offset. Now how do you write a where condition? Where field name, operator, we are writing the condition here, the where condition. I want to fetch the data based on the where condition. Where field name, operator, value. Where name equal to where name equal to. So basically the operators what we have here, equal to, not equal to. This is also not equal to only. Less than. Like these are the operators what we have. Equal to, not equal to, not equal to, less than equal to, greater than equal to, like, in, not. These are the operators what we are going to use in the where condition. Where field name equal to value, where rating equal to what, industry, basic condition, annual revenue less than or equal to, This is how I'm writing. Apply the where condition. Where field name operator value. Where the field name operator value. Where the operator field name value. The next one we have like. What is the purpose of like operator? When I want to use the like operator, it is to compare a string. When I want to use a like operator, if you want to compare the value in a string, then we use a like operator. If you want to compare the value in a string, we use the like operator. So we have like what is the expression here? Percentage means anything. Underscore means any one character. Percentage anything, underscore means any one character. Percentage anything, underscore means any one character. Fetch where name starts with name like name ends with name name contains where name contains second character as S. So name like first character can be anything, second is S. First character can be anything, underscore means one character. First character can be anything, second is S followed by percentage. Third character. Name like so understanding you. Right, Amma? So this is for what? Comparing the string. Name starts with S, name starts with N, S, name contains S in between characters. Second character is S, third character from the last is S. So if you want to compare with a string, we use like operator. If you want to compare with a string, we use like operator. If you want to compare with a string, we use like operator. We use like operator. Are you getting my point here? Is that was clear for everyone? Right? This is to compare a particular string. Now next we have logical operators. Okay. Let me put up these things here. One more thing. What was the next one? In. Now we had like, we had in. What was this in? Generally we write where name equal to warm. Let us put up and. How do you write? Where field name operator so we are giving it where and operator. Right. Similarly, we have or. Same story. Generally, under or we will be using here. So I'm using here or operator. Right, boss? So here we are using and or operator. Industry is energy, reading is short, reading is warm, ownership is public. This is how we wrote. Right, boss? Multiple conditions. Condition 1 and condition 2, condition 1 or condition 2, we are reading. When you are reading a multiple conditions here. The last one we have. The 7th one. In operator. We'll see the example in a session. Let me finish off the operators. In. So generally what I'm doing, where name equal to or name equal to Ram. This is how I give. The same thing I can give like this. Where name in both are same. When I'm giving where name equal to Sham or name equal to Ram or name equal to Kiran, the same thing I can say where name in, if the name is in Sham, Ram or Kiran, give me the data. Instead of putting the above statement line number 63, I can put line number 65. Are getting? If the value of the name is in the group of values what I provided, give me the data. If the value of the name is in the group of names what I have given, give me the data. Similarly, I can give like this. List of string. Where name in. If the value of the name is in that list of record. Why do I take that colon? It is a variable. If it is a variable, what should I do? Where name in colon variable. Now it is a list of values. If the value of the name is in that list of values, give me the data. If the name is in that list of values, give me the data. Where name in, straight away we can give the values, or you put all the values in a list, compare with the list. Are you getting my point? This line and this line, there is no difference. Both of them are same. Here I gave where, okay, name equal to Shama or name equal to Rama or name equal to Kiran. Same thing we can substitute with where name in Sham, Ram, Kiran. Same thing I can substitute. Same thing I can substitute in the last one. What was that? Where name is in my names. And put all the names in a list, compare with that list. I hope you are good with this. Let me give you. Stop. Think. So what I'm giving, where city in, if it is a custom field, colon, in, it is same, right? Where city in colon places. Where city in colon places. We will see the execution of this in the next session. In the next session, we'll see the execution formula. Right, boss? I hope everybody is good with this. So that's all from my end for the day. We'll continue in the next session.
Hello, Satish.
1 minute, Amma. Thank you.
Yeah.
Limit is one name of one method. It can be ABC. See, don't look at the method names. If I give like this, what will happen? Now, this is a variable, is a name of a method. It can be anything which suit my requirement. This is your logic. Your name has nothing to do with your logic, right? Got it? This is only a name of a method. For my convenience, I have given that name. Right? Yeah. Now somebody is specifying how many records he required. Based on that, we are getting it. In the Gmail at the bottom, how many mails per page you will be giving? You told 5, only 5 will come. 10, 10, 25, 25. Who has a choice? You have a choice to decide how many records you want. Right? Dynamic means you are giving how many records you want. Static means always I am giving 5 records. Dynamic means you are telling how many you want. Based on that, I am giving. Okay. Yes, Amma, go ahead. Online people.
Yeah, Satish.
Yeah.
Can you go over to the top, the ways of defining SOQL? You told there are 4 ways, right?
Yeah.
Can you go to that
I think it's not available.
note?
Yeah.
Okay, so the second one you said, why we use the database.query? Will it convert the string to query?
Still, I told there are 4 ways. Still, we are doing with the first one. We didn't form this query set. Okay. When you form, I'll tell you what is the purpose of this tree. Now, when should I go to this? Why you are writing this? I have to explain. Still, we are in the first process. Okay.
And one more thing, Satish, is any query to fetch all the list of objects in the arc?
Yes, is that I'll be discussing the point. Special keywords are there for that.
Okay. And does the object has ID, Satish?
Object is recognized with 3-character ID, no?
Okay. So if you don't mind, can you show me that, Satish? That's the ID?
3-character key. 3-character key.
Okay. So in case of custom object, Satish?
Yeah. See, every object will be the same boss. Any object that you create in database, it will have the same. I think student. Every object will have 3-character unique code. Okay.
So that's the object ID, Satish?
Unique key given to recognize the object.
Okay.
So you use a query schema dot get global describe, you get the details about the object. Schema dot get global describe. You get the required information about all the objects. Okay?
Yeah, okay, Satish, thank you.
Satish,
Yes.
Sir-
it's not related to the this session.
Mhm.
In